Life is like soccer, because my mom signed me up for it and expects me to try my best even though I hate soccer. The Nate Wolf. Yes, a truly accurate way of describing life. However, we're not here to discuss about life. As you may have noticed by the title of this video, we are discussing top manga with OP characters. Yes, I know, since basically everybody in the anime community, for some reason, tends to hate anything with OP characters in it, this is exactly what I'm doing, since, you know, my content doesn't progress any farther than hate. And if you're one of those people that hate it, then please feel free to click off this video. I just hit my phone. Oh no. Like I said, feel free to click off this video, hit that dislike button, go comment below, because, you know, I always value your constructive criticism since it's as useful as a papier-mâché bomb shelter. By the way, if you get that reference, please say in the comments below. I really want to see how many people actually get that. But before we actually get into the video, I do want to talk about a few things just to preface and so that people won't yell at me later. So, number one, these are in no particular order, since if I were to grade them, it would just be too difficult for me, since each of these manga may have different characteristics which make them good in their own specific way. So I think personally that it would be unfair to grade these specific to a scale. Hence, you know, if any of you feel disgusted with numbers for some odd reason, I know they're terrifying creatures, feel free to tell me in the comments below if you really do care that much, since like I said, I always value constructive criticism from certain people. And number two, something I wanted to mention is that all these manga are different, and most of them tend to focus on isekai, since sort of, you know, isekai tends to pertain to the OP genre, or OP character genre. More of like OP tends to pertain to isekai, I think is a better way to describe it. Rather, if you're not into that, feel free. I'm gonna try to look for some stuff that's not isekai. I highly doubt that this is not gonna be a lot isekai, so if you don't like this, then feel free to click off. Last but not least is definitely not every manga that I could possibly put into this video is gonna be put in this video, since there is easily probably over 50 manga with OP characters, not all of them being the best, that is. However, you know, if you guys do want to see another video, if you do like this one, feel free to tell me in the comments below so that I know to make more of these. So let's start off with number one, which is called A Wild Last Boss Appeared, which, you know, it's actually been out for a decent amount of time, and it could be fairly popular. I'm actually not really sure, but like I said, it's an isekai currently with 19 chapters out. It's adventure, action, isekai, fantasy, shonen drama, and some gender bender. And I know for certain people, if you've not been exposed to the manga world long enough, or the isekai genre, or the OP character genre, don't get me wrong, it's not the best of genres that people could have possibly thought of. However, in some of these that I'm about to mention, the gender bender aspect is actually pertains to the story very well, and in one of them, actually, they do the romance aspect incredibly well. I mean, at least from my perspective. So, yeah. If you get turned off by that, then feel free to click off, but I would definitely say give it a try. So this story is mostly about a guy who basically made an amazingly overpowered character in his game. So much so that he basically almost ruled the entire world of that game. However, he was overthrown, which was planned by him and his teammates. However, shortly after, he gets sent into the game, and he is now playing his character, which is, mind you, extremely overpowered. You know, it's just a fun read. I would definitely recommend it. Coming at number 2 is Arofo Kenja no Isekai Seikatsu Nikki, which, frankly, I think I butchered that one. Which, you know, it's different. It's another isekai adventure, ecchi, action, comedy, fantasy, shonen, slice of life. Jesus, that was a mouthful. This sort of has another gaming aspect with another, again, overpowered player character. However, this one sort of focuses on a bit of a different detail. Basically, the person in the game is a high-ranking player, fair enough, and then they defeat the final boss. However, the final boss, for some odd reason, is an actual sentient being, so in the real world, all the main character's friends get killed, and before he gets killed, he is transported into another world, where he will not be killed. Oh yeah, did I mention that this basically is a 40-year-old men messing around with little girls? Yeah, I don't see anything wrong. This is manga, right? with all jokes aside, I do recommend this one a lot. It's very well done, character progression, and just, it's an overall pleasure to read. Coming at number 3 is something that, I actually tried to stay away from for a while now, and it's called Eden. Currently in 19 chapters, and I actually just recently read this, and fell in love with it just immediately. It actually, I guess you could sort of say it's another spin-off of SAO, however, it's not trash. Don't get me wrong, I like SAO, but whatever. I haven't watched in how many years? Jesus. So this one pertains to the genres of fantasy, adventure, action, shonen, drama, sci-fi, and character progression. Mwah. If you like some good, not thick-headed characters, but more of a, where they focus a lot on action, and then romance is not really incorporated, however it is shown, definitely recommend you into reading this one. This story is beautiful, just, the overall struggle of the main character, and certain mysteries that you're really not told, and basically, most of the plot of the story is the main character is still studying a technique, which is the main battle style of this world. They use techniques, and he's studying basically something that's at the very, very start, like a very beginner technique, which everybody has given up on because it's, like, impossible to learn, the quote-unquote secret art, or the secret part aspect of it, and he basically goes to the point where he is one of the strongest people in the game. However, he does so without realizing it. So, he's basically this really pure being that doesn't realize how amazing he is. Very recommend it much. It's definitely a roller coaster ride if you do like that. It's very fun to read. Coming at number 4 is Farming Life in Another World. Now, I actually tried to stay away from farming life thing because I never really found them interesting, and I just thought, well, it's just farming. I can't really imagine how this is going to be interesting. Currently at 72 chapters, so if you like a good long read, please feel free. It's so fun to read. And the thing that really attracted me to this one is the way it's told. It's really told from a third point of view in not omniscient, but more of a limited style. It's just, the way it's told is really nice. And since farming, as you may imagine, takes a long time, there are time skips and etc. And just as I said, since we're really talking about OP characters, the main character is extremely overpowered with his shape-shifting farming tool. So basically the story goes, the main character, he basically chose to farm in another world, and God granted him a shape-shifting tool, a body that never gets sick, and to speak the local language. Not something as enthusiastic as you may expect other people to be, but those powers actually are very, very powerful in this world, so, good for him. And once again, the genres are isekai, slice of life, harem, comedy, romance, ecchi, adventure, fantasy, shonen. So if you like a good harem with a couple hundred girls in it, feel free to read this. This is a fun read, like I said. If you just want to chill, read, drink some tea. I don't know, maybe that's just me and my European blood. But, feel free. Coming at number 5, which, if you like kakegurui, actually, this might be for you. It's called Gambler's Parade, and as you may have guessed, this is about gambling. However, it sort of takes a different spin with the genres of comedy, action, and shonen, where the main character is an incredible genius. And let me just read you the description since it's very short. Shinanomi Karen is a very unlucky girl. Very. After a terrible morning, she is late to her first day at school, but everything ends with a very strange gamble. When all seemed lost, she is saved by her history teacher, that also hates gambling. It may I mention, the overpowered character is the teacher, and you just have to read the manga in order to figure out why he's so overpowered. I'm just gonna leave you with that, nothing more. Definitely, with currently 20 chapters out, definitely a fun read. It comes out, from what I see, every 8 days on the site that I'm using. However, it may be different for other ones. Coming at number 6, for those who like a little bit of shoujo, I have In Another World, I'm called The Black Healer, with currently 44 chapters out and genres ranging from magic, fantasy, adventure, action, comedy, romance, shoujo, drama, isekai. This story is amazing. Beautiful. So far, 43 chapters. It's definitely taking a little bit of a different spin on the hero kind of aspect of the genre of isekai. And, I'm really just gonna leave you at that because story is great. It sort of starts off a bit rocky, however, if you try to stick with it, it definitely works out in the end. At number 7, we have Isekai Yururi, Kikou, raising children while being an adventurer. And that literally is how it sounds. However, the guy's children, not actually his children. So basically, as the story goes, is the fact that he gets transported into another world, and that he meets these children. Now he has to take care of them, and, you know, while it may kind of put you off, however, I definitely say that this is a cute slice of life kind of thing. Main genres are isekai, fantasy, adventure, action, comedy, shonen, and slice of life. Definitely a very cute read if you like some cute, adorable, overpowered children. At number 8, we have I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. Now, this one actually caught me a little bit by surprise. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, since, you know, I'm not usually the biggest fan of female leads. However, you know, after maybe reading a little bit of Gender Bender, maybe that's what got me into it. But however, once I gave this one a try, it got me laughing so many times. It's just amazing. And it's exactly how it sounds. Basically, a girl was reborn, another isekai from what you may have guessed. After basically, like I said, 300 years of killing slimes in her daily routine, she ends up maxing out her level to level 99. Also in the process gaining a very good reputation of, how may I say, being the Witch of the Plains. And, you know, that's really where the story starts. Also, did I mention she has a dragon maid and a couple others? Like a perverted elf, by the way. And with genres from isekai, comedy, adventure, fantasy to slice of life, with currently 14 chapters out, definitely a fun read. And these chapters, maybe it's just me, but they are a bit longer, so if that's a bit of a turn on for you, feel free to read that. Coming at second to last place, which is at number 9, we have Kenja no Deshi wo Nanarau Kenja, which currently is at 27 chapters, and genres from isekai, fantasy, adventure, comedy, shonen, drama to gender bender. Yes, I know, it's another gender bender, which frankly is another good one. It's a different take on an isekai, since the main character is more of a guy. Basically, he's a guy that got a gacha thing that you could change your main character into whatever, you can style them. So he ended up testing what would his character look like if it was a girl. Basically, he went from like a 80-year-old looking old bearded man to a 10-year-old lolly looking extremely overpowered character who just basically explores in the name of science. It's legal if she's 80, right? Definitely would recommend. This is one of my favorites. The story's told very well. If you like a little bit of just sarcasm and stuff and, you know, the male point of view, feel free. It's a fun read. Coming at number 10, our final but not last, is Kuma Bear. Now, this one is actually a very fun read, since basically this girl gets transported into another world with a bear suit and a couple $1 billion at that. So she's self-sustainable, and also everything she does associates with bears. Currently at 22 chapters, and genres from fantasy, adventure, comedy to action and isekai. It's very funny to read. I think it's just cute. It's something that you definitely have to check out. Okay, and I'm just gonna add this last one because since I said I want to talk about a gender bender where they did romance the correct way for them, not to say that there's anything wrong with, you know, having a guy fall in love with a gender bent girl, but, you know, not my style, thank you very much. But basically, the story is called The Reincarnated Vampire Wants an Afternoon Nap. The genres are shoujo ai, gender bender, comedy, romance, ecchi, adventure, fantasy, slice of life, vampire, isekai. Story, extremely cute main character, even though he's a guy. Love interest is a girl. Sorta get where I'm going with this, you know. If you're into that, feel free to read this. The comedy in this is hilarious. Currently in 19 chapters, not sure whether I said that earlier. However, feel free to read this. This is a funny as hell story. I never actually got to the last chapter. I mean, the 19th chapter as where it is right now. So, yeah. Maybe you can beat me to that and tell me how it is in the comments below. However, that's where we're gonna leave it off today. Since I have the FBI knocking on my door, I have to quickly finish this up since, you know, I can't do much with them there. And, yeah, I hope all of you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you do want to see another one like this, feel free to tell me in the comments below by hitting the like button and the subscribe button if you do want to see more. Also, don't forget to join our Discord server if you have not yet. We only have like 4 members, so yeah, that would be nice if you like joined. Like I said previously, this is not all the manga I technically have. I have a lot more, and if you do want me to do more of this, like I said, feel free to tell me. And if you have any constructive criticism, feel free to let yourself go in the comments below, since, like I said, your constructive criticism is as useful as a papier-mâché bomb shelter. Thank you very much. Hope you all enjoyed, and, yeah, this is me signing off, and, see ya.